Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of Rescore with Aberdeen the Film Composer. Today, as requested, I'll be rescoring a scene from Indiana Jones using Logic Pro X and Spitfire Audio plugins. This video is perfect for film buffs or musicians alike who want to expand their musical horizons and start writing for screen. Make sure to slap the like button and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get started. Thanks for joining me again today, guys. So to start off with, we're going to watch the scene and get a feeling for what the main character is going through and allow that to influence the original chord choices. So let's have a look. He's having a little look around, he's trying to solve a mystery, so there's a bit of confusion, a bit of magical vibes there. So I'm going to go for D minor to D minor on root C to C major. Let's have a listen and see what that sounds like. So that's exactly what I'm going for there. To record that in, the plugin I used is the Spitfire Audio Basic Strings pack. It's £29 to buy, and I've linked it in the bio if you'd like to purchase that one yourself. My tip number one is to choose simple, close together chord progressions when writing for film scores like this. It just makes things a whole lot easier. You don't need to worry about doing in-depth theory or worrying about anything too complicated. Just do what sounds right and stick to simple chords because it's going to save you a lot of effort later. Number two is to set the scene with like a really nice thick string plugin. That's why I've chosen this one here because one, it's super affordable. And two, it sounds really great and you can use the entire register. So you can play basses, violas, violin 2s and violin 1s all at once within that one bubble. My tip number three is to use Tremolo Strings in your tracks. I'm using the BBC Symphony pack to do this. So you need to go across into the third bubble and select Tremolo Solpont, or any of the tremolos is fine, it depends on what type of mood you're going for. But this automatically makes your piece more textured and adds layers to the sound. Let's have a listen. So my tip number four is to use your previously composed harmonies and melodies and just layer them. So essentially copy and paste the bubbles as so, right click, or actually I like to just Command C and Command V and paste it in a brand new instrument. So I like to right click here, add new track with duplicate settings, Control C, select the new instrument, Control V, double click. So this is going to sound exactly the same obviously because we haven't done anything to it. But a really easy trick is to Command A, which selects everything, and you can move the track. You can move it up an octave or down an octave depending on what plugin you've got. Then you've automatically doubled your sound. My tip number five is to arpeggiate your chords. Take the chords that you originally had and turn them into an arpeggio. So I'm going to show you what that sounds like. If you have a look here, I have viola, cello spiccato, violin spiccato, and a new double bass sound. Let's just light these up. Just by following those 5 or 6 simple steps, I've taken a basic chord progression and melody and turned it into something that has a lot more depth and character to it. My tip number 6 is to use the magical instruments. So you might be wondering, what are they? In my mind, the magical instruments are French horn, flute, harp, and cymbals. So these are the ones I like to add in once I've established my string parts. They really add that magical touch when you're trying to compose for science fiction. this is just the same 2-3 chords that we've got here. With the harp, I've just taken the scale. Okay, so you do need to have a little bit of musical understanding to use those tools correctly, but essentially if you know what a chord is, an arpeggio and a scale, you can start doing this and start layering instruments just like I'm doing today. So my tip number 7 is to make use of the tempo effects in Logic to add tension or release. So let's have a look at what I've done already. So the tempo at the beginning is 60, 61, have a look up here. And I wanted it to gradually get faster as this scene progresses so that we have that tension build. And then in this end scene, when he's finally discovered what he's looking for, I spent a lot of time mucking around with different types of chords. And if we have a look at the actual notes themselves, you will notice that they really do creep up, okay? So a really good way to create tension is... So I've chosen a minor key, and then I've just etched the top note up very slightly. Have a listen. I think that's it for this week's video. It's time to watch the final product. I hope you enjoy. Any comments or questions, chuck them below, and make sure that you suggest what scene and movie I should do for next week's video. Stay safe and well, guys. Bye!
Wingardium Leviosa.